Las Vegas Strip and all the action here. This is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Las Vegas Raiders. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Here we go! Here we go! Topper! Topper!
First play, Wilson wants to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Protein spill!
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Well, this defense for the Raiders, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
3, 2, 8, go! Ready?
On 2nd and 7, Wilson throwing first back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Here we go.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line. They go play action now. Wilson steps away to his left. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. They may have thrown the interception, obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one.
Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What was that, like a 9-9-9 route? 9 meaning go? Just went ahead and went for it. Didn't work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared. But I'm with you. Okay, so it didn't work this.
Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Wilson's thrown by Pierce. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
A gain of 10 yards, and it's 3rd down.
Okay, break.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, now Wilson. incomplete.
Yeah, so they have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will jump out to a 3-0 lead. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little bit, didn't break, giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously there were some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own. But that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. The slot man in motion right. Now Carr. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Play action. Now Wilson. Pass complete downfield. It's Pierce. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Hands off out of the gun. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
They'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback, and you don't see him. Sometimes you look at a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
Wilson gets rid of it quickly, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. On the right side, open is Gesicki. Touchdown!
To Mike Gesicki.
Mike Gesicki, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows to 10-0.
Raiders nothing.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Bird will not bring this out, and the drive will begin at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
What now? Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers at this point.
You're exactly right. If a guy goes, first do no harm, and right now they're harming themselves.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. To Ben's car. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. The Raiders at 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
618. 694.
Here's Carr to throw. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
Come on now, this ain't like
Payne
you.
with a sack that time. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Throwing now is Carr. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now.
Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
Ground attack. And the safety, Trayvon Merrick, up to make the play defensively.
But they certainly got dented with that 1st down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, It's Wilson. His throw caught right around the 6. And the Dolphins are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And remember, this drive
Here we
started
go. Set.
following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. And now they're looking at the goal.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown.
On second and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tyler Beatty, his first touchdown of the new season. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes our score 17-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track.
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun?
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They give them some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on third and 9. Carter to throw. And it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust.
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They got to look in the mirror and take the blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
He'll get it to the 23-yard line. 43 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
66. Bullet high.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
General West.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
Greystone trap.
Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Jason Sanders now for the Miami field goal. Made his first. This now from 42 yards out. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So the fumble recovery had them set up at ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
1st and 10. at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
At the 47-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Carr. Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
10 yards on the pickup.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to lead the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness is a premium for all of that now.
On second and inches, Carr. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
That's good.
They've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it up to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They get the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
And showcasing those strong legs on that run. Getting through one tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they balled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
From the 29, Carr. Touchdown Raiders. Darren Waller, 29 yards. And the Raiders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that cuts this lead down to 13. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll make it second down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of all the big boys on it. Make him make someone miss in the open field.
And here it's Wilson. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 23 yards to pick up there. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. The last run got 6, now second and 4.
80 weapon.
To throw is Wilson. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Wilson. He finds Pierce. It's complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The kick by Sanders is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Sanders to kick off for Miami.
The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. Bird will not bring this out, and the drive will begin at the 25. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. To throw, it's Carr. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So we race the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Carr. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick-6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. Bird will not bring this out, and the drive will begin at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Hey, 734.
Now Carr. He gets this to Devontae Adams. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. It makes it hard to defend.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone. Now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Monday, down. 637. Kill.
Carr going to go on 4th down. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he is going to have a Raiders first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
At the 40-yard line.
734.
Again, it's Carr. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game. And there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside. Probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Counter play with Jacobs. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, Parker? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's A.J. Cole now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. This is taken around the 12. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football.
Come on, set.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time.
Chopper!
They're looking for
Goes out in the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking.
Ready,
And I
ready.
believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes after saying, let's get 3, right? And he'll have a Dolphins first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D linemen to make the play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
From team to Will.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. This one finds Pierce on the out route. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly
Let's
isn't,
go, let's go,
because
let's
there's
go.
no signs of backing down.
H3,
Even with a
2,
3-score
18,
lead here in
chop.
the third quarter, I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not
Let's go
allowing
now,
any
let's go
lanes to
now, let's
open
go
up.
now.
2nd and 9 from the 44. Here's the option going right. And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks
Here we go.
more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Here we go, here we go.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 29-yard line.
On 2nd down, they're running here. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Ball carrier.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Throwing is Wilson. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Sanders' kick is good. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So this one, Charles, it's only the third quarter, but they appear to be well on their way to victory.
I would say so because a 1-score lead you don't even count, but a 2-score lead you know can evaporate in an instant. 3 scores, feeling good, but you know it's not over yet. But now they've got a 4-score cushion. I think you feel pretty confident in the fact this is going to go your way.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. But we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this league. And in a league that we talk about every game being a 1-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual. And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Third quarter from Southern Nevada. Here's a 2nd and 10.
93. Raider 1. 808.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch,
Maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Carr to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Last time, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kid who can nail it from long distance?
Set.
2nd and 8.
Let's go.
And they'll get another shot here on the ground. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Run on the inside handoff. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he should be able to put it back deep here with his first punt. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of the hat. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Line of scrimmage to 31 now on 1st and 10. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. Carr now to throw. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Channing Tindall. Another solid game-changing play for this defense with the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, you know, those stories about someone left their game plan behind. Maybe you would benefit from it. I'm not going to say that that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot.
Ready.
The offense has had its moments, too.
At the Raiders' 48-yard line.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
On any running play that's called, they're always always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually the defense back on its heels.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. A good gain there on 3rd and 8 of 7 yards, and now a decision here on 4th and 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
What now?
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
What's
This one pretty much out of reach. Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. So now Carr and the Raiders down to a 3rd and long after that sack.
One, later one.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Dolphins will take over possession here up at the 44.
Set, ready.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Pilot 64,
After the
lead.
interception, they're sitting at an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards. But
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7. That's a 47-yard pickup.
They'll try to run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory.
He's across midfield.
And still about 3 yards
Let's
short
go now,
of
let's
the
go now,
first
let's
as
go
the
now.
4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 113 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all game long. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Up the middle. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. What happened?
Going back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
Posse in the game.
And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first.
He's brought down at the
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. Well, the only silver lining on the other sideline, CD, is that they kept him out of the end zone, but still, that's another 3 points added on to this large lead.
Yeah, no shortage of scoring or big plays on defense in this one. And even up by 4 possessions, still finding ways to create opportunities and capitalize with points.
Stay down.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. CD, it's all window dressing at this point, but the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps. Practice in the next couple of days.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 40 now on second down. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Ready.
20-yard line.
And they will take a knee here.
Set up.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that would be their last game?
Oh, what a second half, the adjustment, whatever they did in the last.
It's another one. We got another one. It's her. Who that? Big baby slide through in that drop.